My wife had a dream. I love it when my wife has dreams because they turn into songs. It's really awesome. It's really funny, though. One of the parts about being married is when your spouse does something that you're not expecting. And one night it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and she sat up all of a sudden and just busted out laughing. And she was fast asleep. It just made my whole night. I was like, that is the awesomest thing in the world. My wife just totally cracked up, sitting up in bed, totally fast asleep. And then another night, probably around 4 in the morning, she rolled over and she goes, "Hey, honey." I said, "What?" She goes, "There's a lion in the garden." I went, "Oh boy." I got up right away, went in the office. That's just too good. That material's just too good. Keep dreaming, girl. That's good. And this is really cool because I don't think we played this in years, literally, but thought we were supposed to do it tonight anyway. It's called Lion in the Garden, in case you didn't figure that one out. How many happily married people do we have in here? How many not happy people that are married are in here? Anyone? Okay, good. Just checking. Now, last time we were here, there was this really cool couple, and they came and they said, "We met here a year ago," and this is cool. It's kind of like, reminds me of Friends, except there's no alcohol. It's really... Just like the local bar with, caffeinated libations and delicious food and good people. No, it's really funny because I hope it never gets to the place where we wouldn't be able to do something like this. Do you know what I mean? And everybody thinks we're nuts that we do because you can tell if you look, well, that's not a commercial for Facebook. I got plenty of friends already. Can't keep up with the ones I got, but we're always on the road. I was home 9 days in the last 3 months, I think. And everybody goes, "You're going to go out and play in a coffee house?" I said, "You better believe I am," because I believe in what these guys are doing. There's another one somebody told me about, Newport Richie. Man, I'll go anywhere where God is, That's really fun. But it sometimes, I don't know why I feel so comfortable around you guys. I don't even know you. No, it's true, but sometimes, you know what? I never hear anyone preaching about, like preachers, it's almost like they get up on Sunday and there's a badge of honor, for faking everybody out, making them think that it's always okay. Sometimes it's not okay. I mean, I know I'm not preaching to the choir, but I don't have very many bad days, I have to admit. Most of the time, I'm good. This last 60 days, holy smokes. It's just been a different time. And it started, God really loves you guys. I don't know why this is happening, but I like it. I'm just going with it. I usually, I'm not like a major, I'm not a Zionist, but I keep an eye on the feast. I keep an eye on Israel. I spend a lot of time over there when I can. And I forgot when the feasts were. I didn't think about them this year because I was running, just blowing and going on the road all the time. And then it was just amazing that... the Lord started speaking to me about us taking responsibility, personal responsibility for our own vertical relationship and how we live vicariously through other people spiritually. We do. We depend on, I was a pastor for so many years, man. I've been doing this 26 years of this, but not just this. Pastoring churches and being a youth pastor and stuff. And I was surprised how many people don't have a relationship with Jesus. They're still like I came out of the Roman Catholic Church, right? And so we had a man in a box. So you go to the man in the box and he's the middleman. Even though the Bible says that there's only one mediator between God and man, it's the man Jesus Christ. But I go to the other guy in the velvet box and I tell him all the junk that I do and knowing he does stuff that's 10 times worse, but I told him, so I feel better about it. And I don't know where I'm going with all this, but it's a righteous vulnerability, I can tell you. But anyway, I won't go where I was going to go, but I'll just simply tell you that it does me really good. I don't ever want to see anybody suffering, but it does me really good when I start to see people call and they say, that word you had about taking personal responsibility for, I have to admit that I just checked out for a while. And checked out meaning, Jesus doesn't need you to read the Bible. He already knows what's in there. He wants you to know what's in there. But there isn't, I promise, there's not going to be a checklist. And how about, I love this one, read the Bible in a year. Now there's some comprehension. I've been reading one scripture for a year if you want to know the truth. Now there's some comprehension. They got a little thing in there, how you can get through this joker in 365. I don't want to get through it in a year. I want to spend the rest of my life eating it. slowly digesting it, marinating in it. And so anyway, but the bottom line was I didn't know why I was feeling what I was feeling. And so I came home and I look in the calendar, it says Rosh Hashanah. And I thought, oh man, it's New Year's Eve. You don't think about that unless you remember, like when we were kids, we'd always make a New Year's resolution. We'd always say, okay, it's New Year's. I'm not doing that junk I did last year. I'm turning over a new leaf, you know. But Israel already had their New Year, didn't they? It's Rosh Hashanah is the head of the year, the new year. And I thought, I'm weeping and I'm thinking, I'm feeling this. I didn't even know it was on the calendar. I'm feeling like I need to make a resolution to my Father. And I need to take full-on responsibility. I don't need somebody. I mean, the Bible's real clear about it, you know. We're not in need of anyone to teach us. You've been given a spirit. We've all drank from the same spirit. Most of what I learned in the church, and this is coming from a pastor, don't get nervous, I had to data dump most of it because it was wrong. I was looking through my eyes instead of the eyes of my heart. I was looking through my eyes instead of my Father's eyes. And so I just told people, they said, what do you think about the rest of this year? And I said, I think God's gracious. And I think He's given us time to reboot. I think He's given us time to take personal stock of our own spiritual condition. He's given us time to look at all of our junk and realize that we don't have to live this way. And that's what and to even go further and to say, you know, I can even get my innocence back. And that's a big deal. That's a big, when you were a crack addict and a crack dealer and a rock and roll freak and the Lord tells you you can have your innocence back and you can become like a little boy again, I'm all over it. I'm all over that. But it's easy just to let life just take away. I mean, you just blow your life. Like that show Click, when it gets stuck at the end and he's watching his life. It's taken off and he wants to stop it, but he can't. But you can. And you should, because next year, think about it. Let's just be logical and unspiritual for a minute. The lunatic fringe is everywhere. I mean, you got most of the people that think it's the end of the world for whatever reason. You know, you got a lunatic Christian fringe that thinks that, you know, something else is happening. And then you got, I mean, we got crazy people everywhere, you know. We're half nuts. Seriously. Deal with it. But my point is that, I mean, just on its own right, next year has a lot of tension. It's an election year. It's a lot of tension. There's a lot of tension. So, it sure has already started. But here's the point. Somebody's got to be stable. Somebody's got to be stable. So the Lord's given us 3 months to say, hey, why don't you just shake the bugs out, get your life straight, get stable, get granitized, be a rock, because when that starts to shake, they're going to be looking for someone that's not. Yeah. Right. And I don't want to be an extra just going, I want to be the guy that's there. Yeah. And even if I don't have the answers, I want to be somebody they can lean on. And I'm not still doing like this recon mission with God with a hard hat and a jackhammer, taking rid of all the garbage in my life. At least I helped him out and got rid of some of it myself. I hope I'm making sense anyway. But I just really felt it. And what was really funny is that I went to Watertown, New York, and God always does crazy things. We had things happen there I can't even tell you about. That was so, I'd love to just tell you tons of stories, but it's so beyond over the deep end. Like one night it started raining during worship on the youth night, raining inside. He jumped over his keyboard. It's raining in here. Rain. I said, it's raining, all right. It was awesome. That really happened. It's not an urban legend. I mean, you know, gold dust, clouds, rain, all that, great, you know. But I've seen tons of it. It hasn't changed anybody either. I'm just thankful for it when it happens, but I don't make a theology out of it. I dance when it rains. I have fun when it has glitter. And I remember the first time we were over at the Royalty Theater when Socrates had that place, and and I'm leading worship, and I open my eyes, and I start getting frustrated because the stuff kept falling all over my guitar, and I'm wiping it off. I didn't even know what it was. I just thought it was falling from, and then all of a sudden I realized it was falling all over the theater, and it was coating everything. And I was like, oh my God, that's a different kind of dust. So stuff happens, and I don't have, like I said, I don't have a theology for it, but what's really, really important to me more than anything else is smelling like fish in our generation. I love coming into Christian coffee houses, but I like going into non-Christian coffee houses. I don't like FUBU. That doesn't work for me. I don't have a mentality for us, by us. A real famous worship leader I can't mention because we're on camera, for years that is a very close friend of mine in Nashville. When I lived in Nashville, I never saw him get angry until we were in a Baptist bookstore, and he was doing a book signing, and somebody asked him when he crossed over from secular to sacred music, and I watched this guy pop, and he goes, "See, the problem is that you don't get it. You know what we've done is created a ghetto And it's so run down and so smells like fragrance. It's not even the real thing. And we can't figure out why the world's not going, ooh, let me in, let me in. That's so awesome. It's true. We've created something for us, but it's usually cheap. And the Christian motto for 26 years of ministry for me is, if it's free, it's for me, bro. How can I get you into my church as cheap as possible? I don't want to bless you at all, but I'll try to do something. I'll take you out to breakfast. If it's free, it's for me. Now, I used to play concerts, when I was a worldly musician. God, I hate that term. When I was just a musician playing in other places where there weren't as many Christians. How's that? I got paid outrageous sums of money. Outrageous. My per diem per week was $300 a day. That was my throwaway money. The big money got sent home, wired to my wife. I could make enough in 1 year as a musician out there that I wouldn't have to work for 3 years. Now I can work 90 days and be home 9 days and still not be able to pay the rent. So something's wrong somewhere. Here's the other thing I don't understand. Maybe you guys can help me. If God tells you to do something financially, then would that have anything to do with the economy? I'm just saying, if you have a kingdom mindset, work with me here. Would what God say have anything to do with what they say? Not in my economy, it doesn't. I give more now than I gave before the economy tanked. Are you with me? Okay, cool. So here's my point. Kind of went around the desert 3 times, but my point is, let's be useful for the kingdom. Let's be load-bearing. Let's be able to absorb some of the garbage that people are dealing with outside of church. I mean, you know what? I love everybody. I'm a love muffin. I hug and kiss people. I don't shake hands very much. But here's the thing. I find myself wanting more and more to be with people that aren't Christians. Not because I don't like them, but because they're okay. And there's a lot of people out there that they're not okay. And I wasn't okay. So let's get okay so we can help them get okay. How's that? All right. Still love me a little bit? Love you. Okay, good. Thank you. Oh, it's still in tune. There's a lion in the garden. He's trampling the blues. There's a lion in my garden, digging in the dirt for a few heirlooms. There once was a seed dear to his heart. Like the pearl of great price, to find it, he'll tear your garden apart. There's a lion in my heart. He's looking for a throne. The place where he can rest his head, a place to call his own. There once was a seed dear to his heart. And like the pearl of great price, to find it, he'll tear your garden apart. There's dirt on your face. It's my shame, my disgrace. a king. There's a lion in the church, he's still looking for a seat. His roar a muted whisper, he refuses to compete with man and their plans. There once was a seed, it was dear to his heart. Like the pearl of great price, to find it he'll take